Hey everyone, Hans here. So today I'm recording a quick video on how you can use Clay and a site called Sitelike to create a lookalike audience. So I'm a little bit obsessed with lookalike audiences these days. I know a lot of people out there are as well because targeting, is always a little bit tricky. And if you can find a way to clone your best clients or your best users, then that's obviously a very attractive thing that you could be doing. So I'll be using Clay. I'll be using a very simple scraper called Simple Scraper, and we're using a site called Sitelike. So I will show you what that looks like, and then I'll show you how to do it in Clay and what type of accuracy, etc., you can expect. So let's dive in. Cool. So basically, you type in a website here. So we went with lemlist.com in this case, and then it gives you websites similar to lemlist.com, so Mailshake, reply.io, woodpecker.co, leafviews.com, cleansia.com, etc. In case you're wondering, I've been looking at cars recently. So it gives you those websites, and like a quick, like a bit of an asterisk there is that you obviously need to, well, obviously, I'm not sure if that's obvious, but it doesn't work for really, really obscure small websites. It doesn't have 100%, match rate or a 0% error rate, but it's a really good resource and it usually gets you really, really close to where you want to be. So I'll show you this step, the first step of getting this information into Clay programmatically. And then later I'll do a second video potentially on how you can then enrich that and make sure that you add some additional qualification criteria to make sure that you only have good fits. So we are going to be using Simplescraper.io, which allows you to extract data from any website in seconds. They have a Chrome extension, which I have right here. So we're going to be, oh, look, more ads. So we're going to be scraping this site right here. So we're going to hit the Simple Scraper icon, hit scrape this site, add a property, and we're going to call that link text, for example, tutorial. There we go. Then we're going to go this one, for example. It should select all of them right here. So yeah, it has 66. So we want to grab the text of this, that like the display text, because they use a redirect URL. Not sure if you can see that. So this, for example, redirects to, and then this it doesn't really grab it comfortably in my experience. So I'm just grabbing the text, same idea as grabbing the link, right? So that looks all right. It grabs a lot of results. We got to be careful that we're not grabbing, like sometimes it has a bunch of like additional ads, etc. here on the bottom. So we want to make sure that maybe we stick to the first 20 results in most cases to make sure that we're not getting like the bottom results, and usually the most 10, 20 that are most accurate. So this is what the result looks like. So you get Mailshake, Reply, Woodpecker, Leaf Views, Cleansy, and then the next pages. So those are all very similar to Lemlist. So that's actually a great lookalike audience that we could be using. Now we have this in here, and then what you want to do, you want to save this recipe, right? So if you scroll up, there's a green bar right here that says you want cloud scraping, etc. Yes, we do. So we want to call this site like tutorial, for example. This we can keep the same. This we can all keep the same. Under advanced options, don't think, no, we're not enabling anything. So then we want to hit create recipe. As you can see, I already had it in here. Then if you go to a site like tutorial right here, you got to run it once to, let's say, initialize it. And then we'll let that run. Then we'll log into Clay. All right, then here in Clay, let's hit create a new table. I'm just going to go with a blank table for now, just to really absolutely start this from scratch and just, focus on this tutorial. Let me see, where's my table? Give me a table. There we go. Then here, let's see, you want to add a column just for the sake of, again, this tutorial. So let's give that a text. We'll call this URL. URL, there we go. Then, so lemlist.com, then let's just do a few just to show how this works. um, and then to give you some inspiration on how you could be using this. So then we have this right here. Okay, this is great, initialize. Then you go to API, the API tab right here. Yeah, like from my experience, I just hit this, like I enabled this the first run and it went okay. So I'm pretty sure that we need to have that in there. Then here, this is something that we want to get back to later. So the source URL part. Let's first just copy this. So we copy this right here. Then we go to Clay. Then we hit enrich data HTTP API. Then we're gonna go with get. And then under endpoint, we paste this right here. But we also want to add this. So the source URL right here. So we copy this as well. Then we paste that behind it, and then the source URL should be sitelike.org slash similar slash and actually let me see, because here we go. So we'll do it like this. So we'll do slash the URL or whatever you named your column, and then we'll add another slash forward slash right here slash similar. There we go. And then we click here. You see, oh, I didn't mean to do that. As you can see here, this is the same structure, the URL structure as we have right here. And then just this is going to be a variable. So here you can see the variables that it would use. Here we're not doing anything. No, so let's just save and run the first 10 rows. Then here we have the first results already. So some they're queued and sometimes they'll time out. You can restart them, just keep running them. So, but let's have a look at the first results that we have. So here we have milkshake. Then you want to go into data right here, and then start clicking into results, see what that looks like. So for milkshake, the first lookalike is close, which is close enough, I suppose, pun intended. So we'll call that lookalike one, for example, whatever you want to name that. So that is called number one. Then you want to go into the second one. Let's have a look. So under data again, then the second lookalike it came up with, let me see, is Clenty. So let's add that and we'll call that lookalike number two, for example. Then what else does it have for us? So that was Clenty. Then Lemlist. Yeah, that's close enough to Milkshake. So we'll add that. Lookalike number three. And that's how you want to go down the list. So this is what it comes up with. So yeah, this one's timing out. We'll start it again in just a second. Then for Milkshake, so we have, let's add two more just so that we have five. Let's show where we left off Lemlist. And then here we have Pipedrive. There we go. And then who else do we have? Woodpecker. Let's see. Woodpecker is perfect. There we go. So these are the lookalikes that it gave us. Then let's see if we can restart that one, and we can also get some Lemlist lookalikes in here. And then as you're adding new rows to here, so as you're adding maybe new clients to it, or as you're adding new closed one or new clients from your clients or new product signups to it, it will automatically find lookalikes for you. Now, not all of them are 100% a good fit. So what you could do, for example, is you could say, okay, I'm going to enrich all of these domains. For example, we could use Clearbit, or we could then use LinkedIn, for example, to then review these companies. But then again, like it really depends on how you want to qualify them. So maybe you want to again use Clearbit, LinkedIn to see what industry they're in. Maybe you want to get their website description and check for keywords. Maybe you want to get their technology stack and see if they're actually using whatever technology you're competing against. So there's a lot of things you could be doing with this. So for example, with LinkedIn, we could say, okay, let's already get the number of employees that they have, the industry that they're in, and their description, just to to double check. And Then I want to make sure that we're doing it actually on the lookalike. So there we go. And there we go. And then we do that for all the lookalikes, and then we can have some scoring in place saying only if their description or their industry matches this, or the description has this keyword, or their headcount is between this and that. And that's how we can then go ahead and qualify the lookalike audience that we built. So, from Milkshake and Close, we got some really interesting lookalikes that I think are a really good fit, even though I didn't check out Nutshell, so I'm not 100% sure if that's a good fit. Keep timing out, but that's because not really sharp. I haven't slept a lot, so I didn't actually make these into URLs. I just came with the company names, so these will be cute, and these will then actually give you the lookalikes as well, because, well, turns out you need to actually put a URL on there, not just a company name. Monday mornings, right? So then, because the companies that I use, they're all pretty similar, it will give you some, pretty similar URLs. And then in this case, HubSpot, so it doesn't give you CRMs, which is pretty interesting, but instead it gives you companies that are likely ranking for the same keywords, and that is because HubSpot at this point has, their marketing is so huge that they're ranking for so much stuff that I would imagine a pretty simple lookalike build or like site like is having some issues detecting what exactly the site is about. So it seems that if you have really small obscure websites, it doesn't do great. And if you have really big more general websites like HubSpot, then it potentially also doesn't do great. But then again, finding lookalikes for HubSpot shouldn't be too hard. Whereas finding lookalikes for Lendless, Milkshake, Close, that those types of companies, that is usually a little bit trickier. And that's where it could potentially be very helpful. So hope in your case it's helpful as well. And yeah, later this week I'll do 2 more videos on 2 more different ways that we can use to build lookalike audiences in Clay. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, let me know. Give me a thumbs up, a little comment, this or that. And then hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.